We're episode 3. This is my friend Bernice, and today we are going to revisit all of her childhood favorite Japanese treats. I'm very excited. I came prepped with my kimono and a wig. We're giving you Japanese Selena vibes.
Yes.
Let's start with the drink of the
So
day.
the English, it's called kalpiko. A lot of Japanese people call it kalaps.
Really delicious. Decided to do this because it's almost like a parody of the mukbang.
A little bit of a traditional mukbang because it is a lot of food.
That's
and
true.
so
This is my first one where like it's full pig out, like
Yeah.
like a real mukbanger ish.
yes.
You tell me, why do you think mukbangs became popular in Asia? So that we can get into like some of the other topics that we're going to be talking about.
So
I haven't eaten all day, so I'm about to.
well, that is one thing that is in almost every Asian household are these shrimp chips. Oh.
Am I getting messy?
They're shrimp.
Remember these? And these are the jump off.
Yeah.
These are so good and they're light.
Yeah. In pack that has many different versions, and it's called osenbei. What osenbei is just like a rice cracker.
Okay.
But it's a sugar osenbei.
Okay.
This is nori osenbei, which is, you know, because it's wrapped in nori. It's
That's-
soy sauce. In Japanese, is shoyu.
Okay.
So
So like growing up, do you feel like you ate more, like culturally, did you eat more Japanese food?
So snacks were more Japanese food, but the food that we have, like that was on dinner tables, were kind of traditionally American, but with an Asian flair.
Okay. I was not expecting that.
That's the sugar one, the sugar or senbei,
Oh.
or the sugar on top. Maybe we should have started
She's
with
sugary.
All right, we can have this with them.
Huh. No, I'm committed. I'm gonna try everything because a bitch
Okay.
is hungry. I haven't eaten all day, so I'm really ready.
Yes,
But
yes.
this is amazing.
Right? This is my favorite one.
Oh shit.
It's a soy sauce or something. So things were originally like fetishes,
Talk
where
on that because I didn't know that.
a girl would cook a lot of food, like eat in front of a camera and just be as messy as they want to. And, like soup, like a lot of things that you can slurp.
Or
Like
phallic
noodles,
things.
like open your mouth big to like eat. That's what a traditional mukbang is. And now it's changed. Like it's just like people eating a lot of food.
Research have done are still feel very sexualized. Like in mukbangs, does it feel like they're racing to eat the food so fast? It doesn't even seem enjoyable.
Right.
Like the whole thing. I had never seen
No,
a
I've
dude
never
open
seen
his
that.
mouth that big.
I've never seen something
And it
like
would-
that before.
It would be just like this big, and he put the whole thing in his mouth, and I was like, is somebody on standby? Should he choke? These are so good. Holy shit.
The nori osenbei.
I fuck with this hard. Those
like-
three, I would say she wasn't a fan. This one, she's taking a few of these home.
I never thought that sex was gross. I just wish it was like more normalized. Like so many people have so many different kinks. Something like CBT, which is cock and ball torture.
Yeah, we went straight into it. Oh,
Sorry.
woo! She didn't even warm us up.
Someone, you know, that's into cock and ball torture, someone else may think that's like the worst thing in the world, but they may be into like anal hooks or something.
Threw
Like,
us all the way into the extremity of it all.
majority of people enjoy sex, and I feel like you should be able to express yourself however you feel like you want to. Baked shrimp cheddar.
Like those, I think like a shrimp pirate booty.
I can do that.
I think that I'm a pretty like sexually positive person because I remember, this is a true story. I remember when I was in Berlin a couple of years ago and I swiped on an app. The first question this gentleman asked me was, "Are you into nipple torture?" And I was like, "Come again?" Like,
Yeah.
that doesn't sound sexy. How do you think language plays into maybe people's fear of like really admitting that that's something they want sexually?
I may associate as being bad or something that you shouldn't talk about, like nipple story. Like, who talks about their nipple? You know,
Nobody.
So, like,
for you, when you realize your ideas about sex maybe weren't as like mainstream as other people's.
when I was like 12,
Oh,
I used to watch Real Sex on HBO. Real Sex was a show
I'm taking another one of
that
these.
HBO had. We had the mid 90s, and it basically showed all the sexual proclivities, I think, of the people of the world. Like, and I always thought boys were cute. Oh yes, so this is Oshinkle, and it's pickled radish.
I'm obsessed, and I
so
fucking
good?
hate radish.
Very salty. I know.
That's probably why. A bitch likes salt. Is this chocolate?
Yeah, it's chocolate and like shortbread. These are very similar.
Sexual awakening at 12.
Yeah. So
And then how did that inform the rest of like your...
I was so boy crazy growing up. I still am.
It really is.
So, oh yeah, it's kind of phallic.
It really looks like like a little penis.
Yeah.
But
Oh my God.
is it a mushroom?
Or macho.
Ooh.
No.
Oh, I like this one better.
No. My mom could see how like boy crazy I was. She would always be like, don't be so fast. Now that I think about it, like I kind of hid it from my mom, or like supposed to be like seaweed and salt.
Oh. Because you're very airy. You're very light.
Really early age too. I had sex when I was 12. I did.
Isn't that how kind of sometimes happens though?
No.
Unfortunately?
It was happening. Like this is like I watch about sex and I'm learning about sex more. I should probably have sex.
Super late bloomer in that respect. I realized that I was already going to be sexualized. And so I did everything in my power to remain a tomboy as much as possible. As soon as my boobs came in, I used to tape them.
I get to that.
And then I would like double sports bra because I still wanted to be part of the boys.
Think about this.
Ooh. What?
So this has chocolate on the inside.
A lot of ways I was so sheltered in that like sex was not spoken about. Like my mom thought I was a lesbian, I think, until like she found condoms in a drawer one day. My first time was totally awesome.
Yeah.
I was like, after it, I was like, why did I do? I don't even. Why did I do this?
Right.
Those are our virginity stories. You're welcome.
It was my first sex party when I was 23 and I just moved here. And yeah, Swiss rolls. I feel like every like grandma eats these. And I was saying use the fork.
We don't do forks here.
That's why I had kind of cubicles areas where they had mattresses and they had peepholes that you could look through. Knees sucking off this guy who was sitting on the couch, who was eating out this girl who was sitting on the back of the couch. And I was like, you know what? I like this part because like trying to be a voyeur, but I was like, you're doing you guys are getting on.
What's a voyeur?
A voyeur is just like someone who just looks and doesn't do anything.
Could you break down the difference between like kink,
Fetish.
like fetish, or yourself, or do you even label yourself?
Label myself.
Okay. And what is that?
I'm a switch.
Ooh.
Which a lot of people
Does that
have
mean
never heard
versatile?
of. Yes, basically. Kink is more of an umbrella term, you know, that encompasses everything. Anything that's like alt sex. A kink, it's like you would like to be with a woman that has like that wears high heel shoes. Kick them off or keep them on while you're having sex.
Right.
Fetish would be like, I like when a girl wears the high heel shoe, uses the heel of the shoe, the stiletto of the shoe, and steps on my balls.
Okay.
And that's what kicks me off. A fetishization would be like, I only like when a plus size girl wears those heels and like gives me cock and balls.
Gotcha. Wow, she really always brings it back to this cock and ball structure. You see that? Now, how is it for you, like both black, Japanese, and like plus size? Like it feels like there's a lot of fetishizations that could come your way.
I'm very open to a lot of people's kinks, like because I always want to try it, or it's something that I've done it before and I'm okay with. But there's some things like race play that I will absolutely not do. That guy will want you to pretend to be a slave and they're your master.
No, that has never happened.
And
has somebody ever told you that?
Someone who has like written me online, be like, oh, what do you think about race play? This is my fantasy. Or,
oh hell no,
you need a black queen me into submission because I'm an inferior white man. And I don't want to do that. Most of the time when I get a guy, I look at their previous, like the previous partners.
yours? Like, what's your thing? Like, what do you really enjoy?
And it's like the handle with the tassels. Which I actually was thinking about the other day, and I was like, I shouldn't like flogging because that reminds me of like slave time. Like that's how they were punished.
But yo, don't you think that is all part of like that's ancestral trauma?
I think everyone's kinks or fetishes come from something
100%
in their past.
You know, choke me or like hold, like, you know, slap me and stuff. Like that can get tricky because that can like really
trigger something.
When a woman is being asked to do that, or when she's asking of her partner to do that, like it almost feels like you're submitting the way that we've been as women taught that we're supposed to submit. So how much is that something that's just been indoctrinated into us? That we're just supposed to want to do these things, which it becomes a slippery slope. I think that you've managed to be sex positive while being safe.
I think no matter what, consent should be given, and consent can be taken away at any point in time. Or any scene I ever have with anybody or any playtime, immediately establish a safe word.
That's good to know, because I think that maybe a lot of people's skepticism about the kink world is that these things like aren't discussed. Like you still.
Oh my God.
So many?
No. So okay, I actually have a sexual bucket list is to squirt. And
you have never squirted?
I squirted one time with one guy, ever, and never again. Like I've never squirted before.
There is nothing better in this world. I know we just got really, really NC-17 all of a sudden. Y'all are not making your women squirt. Like,
we gotta learn.
Y'all need to be doing better, because she will forever be grateful. God bless Eduardo in Madrid. Okay, ooh, he was the king. Okay. Once it happened, I was like, oh, it's never, like, I'm gonna look at any man who doesn't make me squirt now.
So
like,
inferior.
You're so inferior.
Like, guys also have this, like, version to, like, researching things.
Or to having a conversation. Like, everyone's about ego so quick. I like to have that conversation. Like, are you freaky? Like, I'm not trying to have hurt feelings, because I will tell you, like, you need to come up. You're wasting your time. Like,
roadhead.
You giving a handy though while somebody's driving?
No, nothing.
On a bus? You not like wanna like
on a bus? Woo, girl! I'm very.
Wait, hold up a second. Who the kinky one here? Trip with somebody, and we were on a bus, and underneath a blanket, I gave him a hand job. I mean, I was also 22. She was messy. 3.
Oh, to obscene amount of sex. Here we go. Just have sex in our Airbnb with curtains open. In like,
I'm 3 for 3, so I'm sure I could be like a sex bucket consultant.
I want to sound a guy, and so what sounding is it's when you put a rod, silicone or metal, into the guy's urethra.
No, what's the urethra?
Oh, in the penis.
Oh, okay.
Slide it in.
You slide it into the penis?
Mm-hmm.
What? You can do that?
Mm-hmm. Even with the rod in. So I really want to do it.
But how many men are going to let you put a rod into their dick?
Well, so that's what I'm saying. That's like why it's on my bucket list. Because you know what? I've not been able to find anybody skittish about. I mean, I'm sure because it's their penis.
I too would be skittish about a rod going into my appendix.
It has to be like a partner, because I would hope that they would trust me.
Right.
To do it.
Yeah, you can't just be doing that to any random person, because what ends up if you like fuck up and then you had a case on you.
I know. That's true. Am I? Oh my God. Imagine we to go to the hospital.
Because I'd be like, I just met him.
Yeah. I don't know his last name.
He was down for this. And it went a little left because he moved. And here we are.
Someone that's just open. That's just like open to anything. Has tried a lot of things.
So that you're not their teacher.
Right.
Because for me, I just feel like I'm too old for that.
Right.
Positivity is important. Consent is something that should be taught from the very moment that your child or a young kid understands their body parts and the body parts of the opposite gender. Their sexual like feelings and urges are natural, and that they shouldn't feel ashamed of it, so that we don't have all of these gnarly ass adults out
yeah.
here acting a fool. And that's basically
That's
it,
what
right?
Bye.